All right, so we've been talking about microinteractions, and I've kind of talked about them. We've done some examples with websites and apps. Let's see how, we've talked about prototyping before, using Figma as like a paper prototype. Let's see how we can kind of use Figma to create these microinteractions. So I've given you guys, here's a file. It's a Figma file. And here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be having a screen. So the microinteraction is going to be, I want to have a way to quote unquote like something. That's the microinteraction in this app. So someone's going to click on the like button or the heart, and that's going to cause it to, go to this filled in heart. Okay, so that's the microinteraction. In this case, this is the trigger. The rules are, what does it mean when you click on it? Well, it means you like something. How that affects, Instagram, I'm not 100% sure. It may be affecting the algorithm. Obviously, it also, what it does is it definitely increases the quote unquote, the number of likes that particular photo has. What's the feedback? The feedback is, well, the number of likes, goes up in number. It goes from, whatever the number was, 11 to, oops, it's supposed to say 12 there, but we'll fix that. And then the other one is, well, it goes from a hollow heart to being a solid heart. Okay, so let's try this out. I'm just going to go to Figma, and I'm just going to import this Figma file. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to, apply images to here, and, we want to apply a particular style tile. We talked about style tiles being kind of the color scheme and the texture scheme and the typography scheme. So I already have a style tile here. Oops. So these are kind of the base colors. This actually goes around the stories. So I'm actually going to bring this in as an example here. So I'm going to bring this in. This is the style tile. Just going to put it over here for now. All right. So, for instance, this back gray, I kind of want to use this gray here. So I sampled this color here. This is the hexadecimal 989898. You can actually click, and I can actually put it over that. It actually gave me that number there. Oops. There you go. FA. And I'm actually gonna also create this kind of, this goes around the edges of your story. It's usually, I believe, to show, it's been a while since I've used Instagram, but usually it's to show there's a live story going on. Someone's recording or going live on story. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to call this, oops. Put this underneath it, and I'm going to call it story over here in my layers. And what I'm going to do is change this fill to angular. Angular lets you do a gradient that goes in a direction, and the direction we're going to do is going to start here, and the other color, I'm going to raise this up. It's going to be here. Okay. So there's my that's my live. I also want to put some images in here. You know, you can find images on places such as Pixabay or Morguefile or Pexels.com. These are all photo databases where you can find photos to put into your mock-up here. And so actually what I'm going to do is just bring in a couple of photos. So I'm going to start. These are going to be the stories. So I'm just going to overlap them. And I'm going to start with here. I'm going to put the image above the circle. The circle is a vector, and this is a raster graphic. And what I'm going to do is right-click on the vector, and we're going to use this as what's called a mask. A mask means whatever's above it is going to fill in that shape. The way I like to think of it is think of the content filling in the area like water. So I'm going to go to Use as Mask. Okay, so you can see it's filling that in. If you don't like it, you can always actually move this around if you want to, you know. So if I change the image, I can change what part's being seen. If you were to change the actual shape, this means it's acting as a mask. If you were to change the actual shape, oops. You know, there we go. You'd be changing the thing that's acting as what's the word I'm looking for? Acting as the mask. And if you want to turn off the mask, you can basically just right-click, Use as Mask, and that should undo it. Okay, but I'm going to take these, Use as Mask. Use as mask. Oops. Use as mask. Then I want to put in the avatar name here, so let's get another picture. And that's going to be profile shots. So I'm just going to use profile 1, click and drag. So there's profile picture mask underneath this picture. So I'm going to take this, there it is, and click on the vector or the circle, Use as Mask. Let's give this guy a name, you know, dude 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to have a photo here, so let's do place image, and I gave you guys some photos you can work with. I'm just going to take this picture of a puppy. And this is the picture itself. This is where the image is going to go. So I'm using this as I'm going to use this as a mask. Use as mask. Okay. So there you go. This is starting to look like a real post. And actually what I'm going to do is take this whole post and I'm going to duplicate it. Now, it duplicates everything, including the photos. But what I'm going to do is you can actually quickly swap photos in and out. So what I'm going to do, come into here, I want to swap this photo for another photo. So I'm going to find this photo. And I'm actually going to double click on it. And you're going to get these image options. Now this is where you could, you know, play around with effects, such as this. You can see I'm changing things like the tint or something like that. But actually what I really want to do is swap out the photo for a different photo. And you can do that actually by clicking here. Now this is the this when I copied it, it brought this photo along, but if I hit choose image, I can find a new photo and it's going to plop it right in there. And I'll do the same thing. I'll change this photo. So you can see how quickly I can kind of really, lay stuff out here. All right, and I'm going to go into here. I'm actually going to, let's shrink this down a little bit. There we go, I like that. All right, so I'm kind of quickly laying out, my design. Okay. Now I want to set up this micro interaction. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy this whole thing. And so this is home screen. That's where we're starting. And I'm going to call this next one Instagram post like, meaning, what happens when you like something. So I want to set it that if I click on this, it's going to change the number of likes from 11 to 12, and it's going to turn this from a empty empty symbol or empty icon into a filled icon. So I'm going to go to here. Let's change this from 11 to 12. And I'm actually going to swap this out for a different icon. All of these are in the files I gave you, so if you go under icons, there's Instagram like.svg. I just want to kind of get this to match up. All right, so that's going to be the feedback, and we need to set the trigger. So this is the trigger. Click on this and go to prototype. Set this to interactions, just like when we were doing paper prototypes. And I'm going to say when you tap, you are going to go navigate to Instagram post like. If you do it on Instagram, it's pretty instantaneously, so let's just keep it as instant as the animation, and let's test this out. So, here's my thing. By the way, I probably should lock, this actually stays locked, so I should have locked that, but then let's click on this, and then there you go. That's my micro interaction. This is my trigger, I click. I need to fix that red heart a little bit. But it's going to increase the number of likes, and it's going to change the feedback in this case is the feedback is going to be, it changes the heart from hollow to solid. All right. In the next video, I will show you guys kind of a similar way to do this, but for websites.